Hi everyone, it's Vicky here and welcome back to another Festive Fridays, and today I'm going for a Christmas card. As I promised in one of my previous videos, I'm going to use one of my Spellbinders dies that I did show you in a previous video but I didn't have a chance to use yet. And this is actually part of a blog hop with Spellbinders, and if you join us you will find tons of inspiration as well as the chance to win prizes. So make sure to check the link down below in the description. So this is the die set that I will be playing with today. It is called Sealed Christmas Sprigs, and I find that this is quite versatile because not only you can find sprigs that are for Christmas, you can find flower sprigs as well. I used solid colored cardstock to cut out everything, and I went with greens and reds. For my poinsettia base, I did cut out one extra red one so that I can cover up the green that is there. So the idea is to stick that directly on top and cover it up completely. But you can definitely have some green showing through at the back. Now I'm going to do some inking, and for that I'm going to use my Nature Dye ink. This is a lovely darker shade of green, and the idea is to go with the same look and feel as this card that I shared previously. So I'm planning to make a set of these cards. I can recreate the same design again and again so that I can make a set out of 10 cards, and it is a lovely gift to give. So what I'm doing here is using my blending brush, and I'm adding just a touch of darker shade of green to bring that spring into life. I'm going to repeat the same process for the rest of the cutouts, and notice that I'm not making an effort to cover it up completely. I just want to add at the base of the leaf a little bit of a darker shade as well as a little bit on the stem. Same idea for the poinsettia. I am going to use my Burgundy dye ink, and with a finger dabber I'm going to add a little bit of shading at the center of all those die cut pieces. Now I'm going to leave all those aside for the ink to dry, and in the meanwhile I'm going to work on my card base. So for that I have a dark green cardstock, and this is Forest by Spellbinders. I'm going to cut it to be slightly smaller than the standard card, so instead of being 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, it's going to be 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to use one of my favorite embossing folders from the Christmas collection by Spellbinders. I love the stripes and I did use it in my previous card. Again, I'm going for a set of cards. That's why I'm using the same color combo as well as pretty much the same products. Now I'm going to do a little bit of blending. I'm starting from the outside, blending in my green color. This is going to give it a more warm look and feel, as you can see, and at the same time it's going to darken up the edges. I am going to bring in a little bit of brown to darken up on the far edge a little bit more. And I find that when you have darker edges on your background, it kind of brings the eye at the center where you have your focal points. I think it is a lovely finishing touch. So just like I did for the first card where I inked up the top of the letters to add a snow effect, I'm going to repeat the same technique here, but this time on the leaves and the flowers. So what I'm trying to do today is to show you that by using the same techniques, you can come up with similar card designs that have the same style, the same look and feel, but by using the products that you have at hand. So you see, I am going for the exact same color combo, the exact same techniques, but different products as my focal points. So this is how the leaf is looking, absolutely gorgeous, and I used one of the embossing powders from my collection where you do get some glitter in between that white as well, perfect for Christmas, and I will repeat the same process for the rest of the cutouts. Now I have everything ready to go. I did all the embossing on all the pieces, and now I'm going to cover up the green part with the red part. And then on top I'm going to put together the poinsettia. Now for the poinsettia I want to have a little bit of movement on the leaves. That's why I am using my fingers to curl them up, and then a dot of glue at the center and hold it down for a while. The glue that I'm using is matte glue, which means that if it shows in between the petals, it's not going to shine at all. It's going to dry completely matte and disappear. Now for the center of the poinsettia, there are dies that you can cut out other elements and stick them there. I would go with a golden cardstock for that. However, I will be using my contour liner at the end to add some dots there, so I won't be using those pieces for the center. Now I'm trying to decide how this is going to look nice. Once I'm happy, I can stick everything down. For that, I want to have some dimension. That's why I used tiny foam squares at the back of the petals and the leaves, and then I'm just going to stick everything together. It is going to be a simple looking finished card design. However, there are so many different techniques involved, like heat embossing and dry embossing and inking of the leaves and the cutouts. I think the end result is stunning. It is really elegant, and although it looks simple, it's really not, because there are so many different techniques involved. And now, of course, this is the basic card design. I am going to add some finishing touches, and always the finishing touches add those little details that really make the card. So here you see I'm going to use some golden thread, and I'm going to tie a double bow. Now, to match the golden details, I'm going to use a golden cardstock to mat this whole panel, and you can see that golden border all around. And of course we need to add a sentiment. For that I went with the die set that I used in my previous card. You can use pretty much any sentiment that you like for Christmas. I went with a simple wishes. And I do have tiny foam squares at the back of my sentiment, so it holds those stems down as well, and it is nicely leveled with the rest of the leaves and the poinsettia flower. Now let's add some golden dots at the center of my flower. I went with 3, and for that I used my gold contour liner. And finally I am going to add some splatters. These really make a difference on this card because we have that dark background, and by adding the white splatters it really reads as snow. And that concludes the card for today. Links to all the products that I used can be found down below in the description, just like always. I hope that you had fun, that you got inspired. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you all next time.